couple of boys get in here and we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like some blokes just do that for the attention.
They just look at me. What are you looking at me for?
Just radar straight to you.
Welcome to Pre-Season, a podcast focused on profiling everything on and off the field across the Sunshine Coast A-grade competition heading into the 2024 season. This podcast is proudly brought to you by Local Property Group, your trusted real estate experts spanning from Caboolture to Noosa.
Welcome back, boys. DK, welcome back to Pre-Season, mate. It's our first episode after the Chrissy break that we've recorded. Jackson Russell's obviously dropped today, so obviously last week if you're listening to this episode. How was your break, mate?
Very good, mate.
You look tan. You look tan, more tan than usual.
That's good.
Or more sunburnt than usual. I don't know.
Yeah, I had a good break, mate. Went on a cruise with the family and had a great time, mate. Relaxed, rejuvenated, ready to go.
Yeah, still not back to pre-season training yet, though. So all about pre-season, not about pre-season. And our guest today, Cabo's favourite son, should we say? Should you do the intro here, DK?
Yeah, the super boot, Josh Totoro.
Yeah, welcome, mate.
How are we?
Do you like that? Do you like the super boot little call?
Oh, it's about all I got, so I'll take it.
That's a good one to have. It's almost like who's got it in the NRL? Matt Burton. Cleary's got one of those boots, right? There's not too many. We got Totoro's kids here today.
Young fella,
We're doing a what do they call the
creche?
Creche. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. The listeners might be a bit excited today though, because my Christmas, I'm a bit under the weather today, coming off influenza and whatever else. So I may not be able to talk as much as usual. You might have to hold the fort, DK.
Look, I'm just going to. Bit of constructive criticism out there for yourself, mate. The boys have been into me, especially a lot of the blokes that know you, hammering you. Tell that fucker to shut up and let the guests say something, right? But I think they see you a bit too much and hear you talking too much in general. So
I think most people, a couple of the boys said to me the other day that I should have influenza all the time because I do shut up a bit more. Anyway, let's jump into it. Josh Totoro, welcome, mate. Thanks for coming in. First hard-hitting question of the podcast. You probably know what's coming. Socks up or socks down, my friend?
Socks down.
Socks down.
Tried the socks up last year and
shit season.
The game, picking them up. Yeah, shit season.
Yeah, I'm going to pull this closer to you. I did give you the warning. You'll be right though, mate. Socks down. So what are we, DK? What are the numbers?
I think I've got two. But the rest of them are down. Even the midway's down. Yeah, they're calling them down. So
midways are a bit rough, aren't they?
I thought that Totoro actually had the socks up. I might have seen him run out with the socks up. Like, beauty, I'm sweet this week.
So you're down, but you don't tape them surely down, do you? No. This is the odd thing. There's a few people who do the tape down. Matty.
Well, I think I'm going to go.
Jacko.
The missus is looking at some grip socks for me this year. So
mate,
could be a new thing for the old boy.
Protect those ankles, my friend. How was your 2023, mate? Let's dive into that to begin with. What was, obviously you guys finished 5th, was it, in the end?
Yeah.
5th? Okay, so obviously a bit of a drop in the standard Cabo seasons. What was your take on 2023?
It was disappointing. I think there was fair few people that were sort of living off the year before how we finished home strong, obviously scraped into the finals, knocked out by BOR. Just. And then I think sort of come in, no one was, they're like, we'll just do it again. Start the year and be sweet, and then roll in, get a bit of cohesion.
Yeah. So did you lose players? What was the turnover from 2022 to 23 season in terms of players and staff?
Not really. There was a few, we had a few young boys head up the coast, like your Jaden Taufers, Seba. So there were a few good players for us that year before that sort of weren't there. Big one was Stephen Borg. So he got a job up north, so he was week on, week off. There a bit of personal stuff as well, so missed a fair chunk of that through the year. But he's a big one for us. He's a big sort of...
Give the kid a microphone. Carry on.
He's a big culture guy as well, so he drives that as well. He's one of our big ones. So losing him was a big loss. Because the games he played, I don't think he lost a game for us last year.
We often wondered where he was and what was going on there. I thought he had a few injuries maybe the year before, so we just thought,
Well, the culture players are the hard ones to lose, though, right? The ones that drive the culture and keep everyone on the same page.
Same as Hunter Smallhorn. Did he not play last year? He played the year bore.
The year before, didn't play last year.
So a couple of real decent back rowers there as well. Like they were pretty gun in their both positions. And
yeah, so like he was a big loss for us last year as well. He's just he's a brick wall really.
Yeah.
So a bit of turnover. Was there a plan in place to replace those players, or did you kind of just look within the club to build people up, build blokes up from Reggie's or 19s to come through?
Yeah, it's more of the 19s and the Reggies that come through. Like it's a little bit hard for us getting people from around. Obviously, we got you guys, but then we got the Brizzy comp where there's money on offer.
Yeah.
Good money too. So anyone that's sort of half decent and is willing to drive, like there's the money there. So a little bit harder to keep them all around, but usually we do a good job. It's like the drop off from 19s. Like once they finish 19s, you get a little bit of that, but I think a lot of them are still here this year so far, which is good, like building for season coming. But and then last year, because our 19s were all sort of turned 18 last year.
They're the young.
Still the young.
Oh
crew,
yeah,
younger
okay,
side.
yeah.
So we had a fair few of them debut, but then it was just 1 week, and then we couldn't get them to go again.
No, you were the captain last year. Wait, were you the captain, or was Aaron as? But obviously you were the halfback. You were probably sharing a lot of the leadership role as well there as well. How'd you go? I know Bucket vented his frustrations too. I had a chat with Bucket, and he was saying he was a little bit frustrated with just maybe the commitment and training and that. Like the boys weren't maybe showing as much commitment as you were saying off air as he was showing, getting to training and like spent a lot of time away from his family and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was trainings we get like.
Yeah, it seemed like he was just, mate, he was saying that he was putting so much effort in. He just wanted the boys to maybe show a little bit more. You're right.
Like it's the same ones that rock up every week. So it's like we try get them in, and then we had a few of our young boys like they were up the coast, so we were getting like your Tylers. He'd come back every week. Jason Gillard ended up playing fullback for us.
He went well, didn't he?
Yeah,
he was great for us.
So he was good. But like there was a few that were always away. So there was like 3 or 4 that we sort of never saw. Big Ezra.
Yep, our man.
Yeah. Wanted your head straight away.
What do you put that down to though? I mean, do you think is that a culture thing? Do you think that's coming from the senior playing group that's not driving those standards, or is it a coaching and staff committee thing, or do you just put it down to potentially maybe just a bad couple of blokes that just couldn't be fucked anymore? What do you put that down to?
It's the same people every week, so it's just buy-in, just sort of attitudes really. Because like that 9 we were getting, those 9 were there
every week. And see, this is interesting for me from a third-party perspective looking in. I probably didn't expect that of Cabo. I always thought Cabo were always big on numbers, always like a big cattle there. I don't know. I guess is it what is it getting spoken about? Did it get spoken about postseason about sort of the numbers, and are you guys trying to do shit to fix that? Straight chat with you. I mean, it's sad to hear that a club as big as Cabo is kind of going through those probably more difficult times. I think you guys will always be there or thereabouts, ladder position and competitiveness wise, just with the cattle you probably still have. But it sounds as though, even talking to you now and a little bit off air, of course, the culture drive just isn't there. So is anyone taking control of that, or trying to put people like puzzle pieces into place to fix it? What's the conversation around the group in that regard?
Yeah, we've already spoken about that this year.
Yeah.
So a couple of new boys come in with a new coach. So we've already sort of got our leadership group together. We've already spoken about sort of that and what we're going to do training wise. So there's definitely plans in play. But like as last year, like as I was saying, Boogie wasn't there. I sort of stepped back a little bit myself.
Yep. Family time and
he was young, so just trying to hang around him a bit more, to my own horn. But we were probably like the year before, me and Stephen were probably we were a big thing about that. So
and you're taking it upon yourself, obviously, to like. You shouldn't be able to feel that way to step away from the club and have to spend time with the family, but obviously just like seeing in your face, you're like, fuck, I feel bad for not being there, but what are you meant to do?
9 we'd have for Gray the same every week, but we'd probably have another 10, 12 for Reggie's, but it was the same for them every week.
Yeah,
so
they come off a loss. There's no point flogging the same boys turn up the train. What do you do? You know?
Our Reggie's probably didn't have the best. Either way, probably disappointing on both sides last year. So it's hard for boys that are sort of, I don't know, maybe not getting the game time or playing the time that they want to stick around when they're frustrated. It's like 10 degrees down at Cab on a Tuesday and you're going, fuck this.
Oh, yeah.
What were your sign-on numbers like last year in terms of across Reggie's and A grade? Like, was it decent or were you struggling for numbers?
Towards the end, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, we were still getting people rolled down halfway through the year.
Yeah.
Like our Reggie side probably got stronger as the year went on.
You did.
I think that's a Cabo thing.
Yeah.
Like Reggie's just gets better and like, where'd this bloke come
They
from?
just come from nowhere. But
Yeah.
then, like the next year they won't come again. Like that's the hard thing.
Yeah.
So I reckon, this is just off the top of my head, but I'd say over 40.
Yeah.
Like, well over
Yeah.
40 we had throughout the year.
A few bright lights, I think, in your Reggie side. And I don't know if you heard the Merit conversation, the Merit podcast that we did, but there was a few, certainly a few, I know the lock, I can't remember his name now, the fullback. I look at blokes like that, particularly if you guys are struggling. What's the lock's name in the Reggies?
Carson's.
Yeah, that's it, Carson's, yeah. Like that kind of bloke, I look at someone like him and just go, mate, I'd be throwing him straight into A grade. Whether he's ready or not, I think he seems like a bit of a culture player. And looks like a bit of a clubman as well, is he?
Yeah. So, he's played a fair few games over
Has
the
he?
years
Okay.
for us.
Yeah.
Not consistently.
Yeah, but from a culture perspective, you kind of look at a bloke like him and just go, if Kane's around any of our clubs, he's getting a sniff straight away just because of the culture kind of bloke that. From what I said, I might be looking at it the wrong way. I don't know, and perhaps speaking out of line, I'm not too sure there either. But I don't know. Is it going to perhaps be one of those things where you just get a strong group of lads back together who love the club and just is it too much to say like a bit of a rebuild of trying to rebuild some culture back into the club? Has it gotten that far? I'm probably just reading the play off your body language and sort of what you're saying. I might be exaggerating. I'm not too sure, but what are your thoughts on that?
I don't think we're far off. Like a few of the boys that have come in this year already have been, they've played for us previously. I think a lot of them just had a year off, just sort of injuries and shit.
Rest of the body.
Yeah. So it's definitely, it definitely feels good down there at the moment, which I know everyone probably thinks that at the start of the year anyway. So, but a little bit of change, which is it's always good. So
yeah. So new coaching stuff. What's the new coach looking like? What's the feedback there so far?
So far so good. So he's done a little bit of time down at Cronulla, a lot of time at Redcliffe. So
nice.
He's come. He's done a little bit of work with us last couple of years as well.
I've only heard good things. I think a few younger BUR guys said they might have had him. He might have helped out when they were 18s or 17s or something like that. Like Matty knows him.
Yeah, he's definitely been around.
Mate,
so.
he said he's great.
Yeah,
big raps. So
big fan so far.
Yeah,
so.
good. And probably a curiosity question for me more than anything else, because obviously we don't get the opportunity to have a bloke who's because when did you start at the club? Did you play? You've played there your entire life?
Yeah, so I started playing in 15. So
yep. Okay. And I remember because you went through the grades, right? You went through the grades, 18s, then to reserve grade. I remember you played a few games of reserve grade a few years ago, right?
Yeah. So 18s, second year at 18s, I was in and out of A grade. Then a year after I was at Colts, so I was like Colts and then playing in our C grade team pretty much.
Okay.
Come up through that.
Were they that strong?
Yeah.
Really?
Jeez. Yeah.
Because DG said he had you cut. Like D just mentioned, you're a good fella, and he's coached you as well. So, and he said to come back from Colts and play C grade.
Yeah, that's odd.
So we ran that. We had that was the year we had two Reggie's sides, and we were just sort of a younger boys. A lot of us had come out of 19 or 18s that year before.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was different. So obviously you do, as a young fella, you get frustrated playing.
Yeah.
But it was also fun because they were the boys that I'd played with, 15s through 18s.
Geez, that was a golden time for Cabo, man. A grade, 2 Reggies, a C grade. Obviously an 18s or a 9, and probably a women's as well.
I remember back in the day, you guys had there was so even in our age groups there was always 2 16s. Cabo black, Cabo yellow, you get pummeled by both teams every time too. It was fucking...
Well, maybe there's so many rugby league schools of excellence now, but Morayfield had that back in the day, that school of excellence.
Yeah.
I think Cabo was the thing. I
think Morayfield, correct me if I'm wrong, Morayfield was, it was relatively new footy excellence school back in the day though. I remember Arthur Brown and stuff. I think Timmy Maher went there as well. But like, how long's the Morayfield thing been going for? It's probably like what, 10, 15, or maybe more than that. What are we? I'm 33.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I've been out of school fucking over.
Yeah, so we're probably 20 years, but not as long as like Mountain Creek, for example, right? It's not a. Did you go to Morayfield?
Nah, I went to private school.
Okay. Yeah. But surely there'd be a lot more kids coming through there now, you'd imagine, through that Morayfield system.
Well, maybe like I said earlier on, I think in another podcast was the Burpengary side and stuff like that. Like I've seen so many Cabo, like, well, juniors, I reckon, play for Cabo, go and play for Burpengary at one point and stuff like that. So
is that the money thing you think, though? The cash on offer?
Played juniors at Burpengary.
Oh, okay. That's fair
so it's
then.
like your Matty Stewarts, Brody Lovell and that. They all played at Burpengary growing up. So they just wanted 1 year, win a premiership, and then sort of call it.
Yeah, they nailed it.
Yeah, did exactly that. That was probably the start of that big sort of culture change.
Yeah.
That was probably the big, like, because that was like a lot of our senior boys. That was like a lot of our A grade, a lot of our older Reggie's boys all just sort of went at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
One hit.
Geez, that would have been hard, man.
yeah, it was a different season.
And it left you to pick up the pieces and
Well, yeah, I went from fucking one of the younger ones to one of the older ones.
just
in a
thrust
couple
into
of
it.
months.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
It was a little bit of a shock, but
Was there, and on that, it's probably a perfect segue, was there pathway program, like not so much programs as such, but did you sort of see that coming? Was there conversations around the group at those points of guys, the senior guys coming to you and being like, do you know, mate, we're gone after this season. You're going to be the senior bloke in the team next season. Here's what we want you to do. Here's what you need to do to drive the culture and everything else. Or was it just, see you later, we're done. They're 1 minute gone the next.
yeah, it was a bit more of that. It was,
Yeah.
a bit of a shock to sort of everyone because of it. Like they were all playing there when I was still in 18.
Yeah.
So
It was weird to play against. It was like 1 minute, like all those lads were there. Next minute, they were in the fucking snake pit, like in the can bar. And I was like, wow, geez, what's going on? And they were usually the blokes driving, like, being loose as shit on the field. And then, like...
Well, perhaps a bit of a lesson for you as well, no? Like, it's something to probably look at. What are you now, 27 you said? So 27.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously families creeping in, of course, as well. You guys do have, there's obviously a good crop of 19s there by the looks of it, whether they've got I'm sure they've got the ability to play A grade, but whether they've got the mongrel or the drive to want to play A grade early, but perhaps something as someone who's a bit of a stalwart for the club, such as yourself, perhaps a bit of a lesson to look at that and go, okay, well, when my time comes, I've got to make sure I've got to bring these guys through. And that's what DK talks about this a lot, and I admire this about him, of course, as well, is it's for him now, his job, his role has changed from going, okay, not being that hitman guy anymore. It's bringing these younger guys through, making them adapt to A grade culture, A grade footy, perhaps before they're even necessarily ready. So do you think about that? What's your thought process as a player now, particularly as a half? Are you looking to try and develop the younger crew, or are you just going out there doing your own job? And probably give us an insight back on that and pull back the curtain a bit if you don't mind.
Like last Tuesday, first night back, we've already spoken about sort of getting a few of those 19s in with us.
Yep.
Which last year, like as I said, like we'd have to ring someone in, they'd play with us, and then wouldn't train with us Tuesday. And then they wouldn't want anything to do with us again.
Yeah.
And then they were going all right as well. So like I've been in that same like predicament where you want to, like, you're rolling in 18s, you want to play with your mates. So it's not like they're playing like terrible footy. So you can see where that come from. But yeah, we've already spoken about getting like a group, getting them in, just to sort of get them in and around us. So it's
a group of 19s, you mean?
Yeah,
Yep. Great.
So we were speaking about on Tuesday was like a group of like 20, 25, and then sort of maybe 5, 7, 19s.
Nice.
Just to sort of get them around the group so it's not that rude shock.
Yep.
And it's a good squad too.
Yeah.
It's a good squad of first grades, I guess.
Yeah. So if we've got that 30, and we can use that 30 for most of the year, we might have to bring other people in.
Hopefully not, if you have to,
30 is a good number to be using throughout
Definitely.
the year. So.
Oh, good touch. Getting the buy-in early, right?
And great if they're all committed to training too. Fuck, that'd be a shock having 30 instead of fucking
competitive.
9 or 10.
It makes it ups the standards of training for sure. and you're getting those 19s guys bought into it earlier rather than later. And I think that's the big thing. I mean, I'm talking to Danny Gray about it, of course, as well, about, 47th Battalion and stuff. It's one of those things that unless you're communicating with those guys, they don't know. Like if you're calling them up round 8 and going, hey, mate, I need you to pull a jersey on this week with no warning or anything else, that's probably when you catch them off guard. Yeah. Whereas if you're getting them into your systems and shape early on, I admire that. Anyone, and I know it's obviously only been spoken about on Tuesday, so it might be a little bit early to probably throw some names out there, but are you happy to share some of the guys who are in that sort of crop of 6, 7, 8 blokes of 19s who will be filling those shoes?
Yeah, so I think I'd say Casino.
Big raps on that kid.
Yeah.
A lot of raps on that kid. What, is front rower, is he? Front row or lock?
Yeah, mainly second row, I think. But
okay.
I think Bucket messaged our Instagram, said that kid's the one.
Is he?
He's the best coming. He's the best, or he thinks he's the best out of those 19s coming through.
Pretty good. I think he played a game or two for us sort of last year.
Well, there you go,
But obviously still, like, he would have been 18, 17 at the time, depending on birth date. So here's one. Jaden Alafeo is one that we've... he got a game for us last year as well.
Can he play 19s for Falcons anymore, or is he too old? Or is he involved with that?
Still, I think he goes to Redcliffe.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know, for some reason he gets to go to Redcliffe
and come back.
Yeah, he's done it
Sweet.
the last couple of years. So, which is like, it's sort of been a struggle for us to get him back as well. So there's been a few times where they've had to sort of little bit of a shit fight to get him to come back.
Oh, they'd want to keep him for sure. Yeah, definitely.
So because he's a handy little player. So. There's definitely two off the top of my head. But I'd say any of those sort of 19s boys that are up in Falcons, like they're coming down to training Tuesday, Thursday. Not really doing anything like conditioning because they're obviously getting flogged up there. But still
3 days a week.
Coming down, hanging around, which is it's good. Like it's good to.
And I only imagine those 19s. There's no 21s at Falcons anymore. I don't imagine some of those better 19s are probably training with Cup as well.
Yeah.
Like they need some tackle and bags, kick up usually. Like, no, they do, but like those good like 21s would usually jump in and go, right, I put this bib on, we're running at you now. And I guess some of those bigger 19s or the better of them would be training with Cup. So would only be better for those kids as well.
They're keen to that's which awesome, is good. Man. The last couple of years they sort of do that, like you go train up there and you go, well, fuck, I'm not going to train another 2 nights, which is understandable, but it's good that they're down there, they obviously know they're getting flogged up there, so they're not making them do the extra cash.
Yeah, 100%.
So looking after them a bit as well.
And Reggie's boys, any Reggie's banging on the door demanding a spot in A grade, you think, this season?
Well, to be honest, there hasn't been many down at training so far. A lot of the boys that have been down there are probably sort of top squad, which is good. I think last year we had about fucking 9 graders before the first trial. So
oh shit,
yeah,
worrying signs.
Yeah, that's sort of why we fucking struggled to start the year the last couple of years because it's been the same story.
Yeah,
but yeah. Like Travis Purdy is the fullback. So he's been down there first couple of nights.
And he wants to play A grade, does he? Or
he's a bit hit. He'll play if he gets asked to, but Travis likes fucking eating and drinking days.
Cabo Reggie's does a lot like BWAR Reggie's, I reckon.
Is there an emphasis on you boys maybe starting the season a little bit quicker? Because I feel like it's like you save all your energy for the end of the year. Like you know when you went on that gold run 2 years ago, like no one wanted to play yous at the back end of the year. Did you guys feel like that as well? Like you have a real good back end of the year, or try to at least?
Yeah, I don't know. It just worked like that.
Just feels like
it's something just clicked like halfway through the year. It wasn't exactly this. We had Gareth. He was at North, lost his license, come back to us halfway through that that first year. Sorry.
Yeah.
And just around like that's just that extra middle forward just sort of got us rolling a bit. But
just luck of the draw stuff.
It just I don't know, something like fuck knows what happens, but something just clicked and we just rolled. So
yeah, we kind of thought that at the end of this year as well. 2023. I was like, oh fuck, here comes Cabo again. Like after playing his at home, it was like, oh, they're coming again.
Like a lot of that was, we're going to do it again.
Yeah.
It'll come, and like there was a little bit of that chat, but it's not.
But didn't work.
It's a different thing. Like it's not the same year. Like other teams got other people. We've lost a few. Like it's not. And then I think that was probably a big downfall. I think people were
Like expecting that to happen again.
Just, it happened last year, it happened again.
Yeah.
So there was a little bit of that. But a few of us tried to shut that down as best as we could.
Yeah.
But
It's like maybe winning a comp as a kid, like winning a comp, say 18, like let's take Jackson Kite, for instance, like 18, also just turned 18, walking into a BWA side this year, winning a comp undefeated. Fuck, that was good. Like, does this happen every year? BWA hasn't won a comp in 45 years, mate. Mate, they're walking and go, easy. This is easy, this stuff.
Oh, it breeds them.
Get out of here.
Breeds them bad.
Get out of here.
Yeah, gets them in the wrong headspace. So with that being said as well, so I mean, what's your thought process this year? I mean, in terms of before we dive into so much recruitment, I mean, are you lacking anywhere across the field? Is you mentioned before, obviously your forward pack was probably the big driving force. Cabo probably always is. Its forward pack probably gets them going each season. But is there a particular focus this season where you've got to probably plug some gaps, and maybe not so much when I refer to that, I'm not so much referring just to positions or certain players. I can't remember your defence and attack record, but you might be able to elaborate. Okay, you might be able to elaborate further on that. But is there a particular focus of 2024 of perhaps filling some gaps, or is it fixing one or the other? Is it scoring more points? Is it tidying up defence? Is it getting what's the major focus there in your opinion? But also perhaps what's been discussed around the group as well.
I think defence was a big thing for us last year. Like there was a few games we were up 20 points half time. I think Noosa got us twice. We were up by them like 26 maybe in one of the games, and they come back, got us both games.
Yeah, they hurt.
I know that.
And you couldn't just bomb them out of the game? You were just thinking,
touch
just
the ball.
give the ball to the door and bomb them out of the game.
Get the ball first, yeah.
Well, I know that second game, we started the half. I think we had one in the bin, they had twos, and then they scored in their first set, and they had fucking 11 players on the field.
Oh, Jesus.
It's just, that was a big thing for us. Like, we win one of them games, we're playing finals.
Yeah.
So
that was a battle. That fourth spot was up for grabs, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So that last game of the year was we played Corm, who they fucking pumped us a bit.
Yeah, I think Cabo probably does that. I think we're talking to De Jersey. That's right. I think De Jersey was saying the year before similar thing happened. Right, there was that final fourth spot was pretty tight.
Yeah,
and I think
it was us first out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then you guys squeezed through. So it seems to always be like that.
We were hoping Caloundra would win. Cabo won. Fuck.
Yeah, don't get started there. What about 2024, mate? Obviously, we touched on this a little bit before we started the recording, but what's any recruitment conversations going around at the moment, or anyone you want to talk about or discuss?
Look, you don't want to break any, eh?
No.
Don't want to break any, or is just no one been signed?
No one's confirmed, but there's a few boys down at training. So we got the big hunters back down at training. His little brother Jakey, who's fucking just as big, he's down there. He's coming off a few ACLs though, so whether or not he plays or not just comes down for a bit of fitness is a different thing. His good mate, Big Jolie, big fiery front rower, sort of forward pack leaders, which is good.
Big A's going around again?
Not sure. We're into him.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the old, I'm not playing next year, but a couple of boys get in him and we'll see how he goes.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like some blokes just do that for the attention.
Look at me. What are you looking at me for?
Just radar straight to you.
I got no chest in here, mate. I can't laugh too hard.
Are you guys feeling any pressure from a Rivers coming back in the comp, or do you feel like Rivers is starting to poke around a little bit and see if anyone's like, we've heard Otter's going out there obviously, but
yeah, other than that, I don't like
keep your hands off us kind of thing.
Nah, I don't think it's too like that.
Yeah.
Like Otter moved out there, so he moved out there, so it's not like a lot of his mates were the ones that, like, he obviously went to Birmingham. His
true.
Mates, so it's not too much. I think the only reason he played for Cabo last year was because Bucks was still coaching.
Yeah.
So him like moving to Woodford, like obviously a big loss for us. There's no bad blood there, like anything. So.
And they're lining his pockets.
Yeah,
I'm hearing
that helps.
Any exclusive you can say there about amounts and.
Oh, him and Reese, their pockets are full, mate.
Has Reese hasn't been announced?
I hope they start announcing them.
Fucking hell.
Woodford's got 6 hookers, so their Reggie's going to be stacked. They're good to go.
Ought to be playing halfback again.
Oh, I love that, won't he?
So no exclusive you can drop for us. It's all pretty hush in terms of
Just no one's been confirmed. There's a few
fair
boys
enough.
down there, but
Yeah.
a lot of talk about more boys coming from sort of Brizzy ways.
Sorry to interrupt. Is there still a real rivalry there?
Oh, this is
Like
news to me.
DeBrybie and Cat, is that just a thing? Like, is that just another, like, is that a myth or?
I don't know. I just don't like them because Dad didn't.
There you
like
go.
them, so
Yeah,
it's
there
like-
you go.
Oh, so it's an ongoing
And your
thing,
old
a
boy's part of the
generational
furniture
thing.
there.
Yeah. So and then
Dad doesn't like him. I'm not allowed to
I
like
only
him.
drink because Big Terry drinks it. So it's But I used to rub water for my little brother. Like they just play bribing. Like there was always just blow ups there. So
Yeah.
you just sort of fucking. It just happens.
I didn't know if that was I think I kind of thought it was a thing, and I was like,
Ah, yeah, I do. That's news to me. I wasn't aware of it. That
I don't know if everyone's like that, but just like
If
every
your
time
old boy's
you've got fucking
driving,
bribing,
if your old boy's driving, everyone hates them there.
Well, look, I mean, it probably goes to show as well that it might be both sides. It might be Bribey back towards Cabo as well. Maybe Bribey don't want to play at Cabo. Who knows? But no, probably just a curiosity question there because I think we've discussed a lot about the Bribey boys and the potential of a few of those boys being good enough to play A grade, but probably not having a sniff.
be handy.
Well,
We'll take 'em.
it's
Look, we'll
fucking-
take 'em.
I was going to say, I mean, I think maybe we're trying to help out Cabo here too much. Maybe we're getting on the blower to the Bribey boys saying, hey, go and say good day.
Stimo coming back?
Apparently, who's
Posting plenty of World
been
Gym.
working
Have you
out.
seen that? What are you laughing at? He's posting plenty of selfies in the World Gym, Stimo. So
he's looking good. I've
What's
spent the
your-
last 3 years calling him fat, so
What's your take on a DK though? I mean, in terms of Cabo the last couple of years, where's your area of improvement? You reckon? What's letting them down?
Oh, like I said before, mate, I didn't know whether it was just like a slow start thing in the back end of the year. Just it felt like they improved every time. And they come real hard, and it was always in the back of every other team's mind that, geez, we don't really want to play Cabo at the end of the year. But like I said, I thought their forward pack was always decent. It always holds and there's always like lock forwards that are really good ball players at Cabo. I don't know. It's just a bit of a thing. Like you had one bloke this year. I'm not too like an Islander fella.
oh, it's Sonny.
And he goes pretty well.
Yeah.
And there's and your like the younger half was outside of you. Or was
Gerald.
he the 7? Yeah. Is he a young bloke?
Yeah.
He went pretty well, I thought. But I mean,
So there's some positives there. There's a lot
I
of
think
positives there.
just announcing like Borgie, Hunter as well coming back. Just some of those senior boys coming back was probably what you needed, I guess. You know, it felt like there was probably a decent 12, 13 players there, and the bench was always probably they could play reserve grade as well. You know what I mean? In years past, they probably would have played reserve grade.
As I was saying, like what's down there so far is it's quality. Like it's not. We're not going. Fuck, we're
Not worried.
in real danger. Yeah. So,
And it happens, man. I reckon it happens some years. Some years you just go, fuck, we've got 13 A graders and we're,
Topping up.
We can hold the fort, but we're probably looking because it's the bench really. How quick's the game gotten? It's 6 against and everything. It's the bench that comes on and really has an impact these days. So
yeah.
So with that being said, a good segue again with the solid bunch of boys you got down there at the moment, or the group of guys you got down there at the moment. What are the expectations at the moment for you? Again, you're here, you're talking to us. I'm going to ask you personally, but also perhaps what the club's spoken about, or the team's spoken about, or the group's spoken about. But what's a realistic expectation for 2024 based off your opinion you've seen at the moment? I mean, ultimately, again, I need to probably pre-frame this question by saying everyone aims for top 4, unless you're a Kwana or a Biwa, you go on top 2. But outside, obviously aiming for top 4, what's realistic, and what are the goals you think?
I think from what I've seen so far, like we want to be challenging this year. Like last year was probably quite disappointing year for us. Not making finals. So that's. I mean, it's been a while since like Cabo hasn't played finals.
Absolutely.
So we want to be out there. We want to be competing. From what's down there, like we probably should be. Even last year, like as I said, disappointed. We probably should have been playing finals.
Yeah.
Like a few games that slipped that we
Should have won.
definitely should have won, which sort of hurt. Like makes it a little bit worse at the back end of the year when you're missing out by one game. So Yeah, we definitely want to be sort of competing top two.
Yeah. So defense is the main thing you got to fix, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're scoring points? Scoring points, I think, from memory. I mean, averaging probably 22, 26 a game or something. I can't
Yeah,
remember
well,
the numbers.
the good young centre that comes back. What's his name again? Tyler. Mate, aggressive, young, loves it, mixes it with everyone.
So we missed him a little bit at the end of last year as well. He was working away for 2 months straight. So that was like another. Well, he's our strike outside back. So that was another massive.
And Jace as well coming back from Cup.
Yeah,
Jace coming back from Cup. He's there. I seen he's there at Cup again this year. So hopefully, if he doesn't play Cup, you get him back. Or
yeah, hopefully we usually get stitched up a bit.
Well, positive. Sounds like it. Oh, sorry, I'm talking in circles here. Sounds like it's pretty positive coming out of it at the moment. And look, hopefully he's do well. What are your personal goals there, mate? How many years you got left in the legs?
I don't know. We'll see.
We don't want to talk about it too early, eh?
Depends what the missus says.
Who talks you out of it? Does your old boy talk you out of it too? Does he say play as long as you can?
Nah, I've fucking been running around like a joke last couple of years saying that I'm going to get Marky Carsons, who's got fucking 400 games. So
How many have you got?
fuck, 150 I clocked up this year. So
We got a few to go.
it's usually a few beers under the belt and just trying to
really
stir some cunts
really
up.
tune it up.
I don't know, a few more years. I'm still enjoying it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, good. And that was my next question. Still, as long as you're still liking it, loving your game, loving your footy. I mean, obviously it helps having probably a few more blokes like yourself around the club, though. And we've spoken about this a few times with a few different guests we've had on. But I can see that probably you're probably a bit exhausted at the moment. Hopefully, with what you're saying around the club happens early doors, and you guys get on a good run early in the season.
What,
Mate, go ahead.
Before you go, man, what's your preferred position? What position do you want to play? Not what position Cabo needs you to play. Like, what would you like to play?
A grade, like fullback.
Yeah.
Just get more time, and then when I was playing Regis, I was playing in the halves, and
Because you had to.
Yeah, and like had more fun, like, and just shit would just
Happen.
Just like ball would bounce for me, like just shit. So it was good.
I remember that. I remember that pretty fucking clearly, to be honest.
Yeah, there was a couple of years that was just bullshit that would just happen. Like, but I like too slow for fullback now. Too heavy. So I like playing in the halves. Now I'm a little bit older, a little bit slower, I get a little bit more time. So
Yeah.
it's.
I think personally, the last couple of years, I think other players are noticing, maybe better with age or what. Like, I think other players are noticing you more. Like, how many people? There's been a fair few boys have said, "Geez, his fucking boot, like his boot's the best in the comp." Like, that's a nice little.
Do you practice that? Like, how often you practice, or is that just a natural?
Or you've just got a big kick.
Yeah, that's what I used to just.
I said kick, not dick either. Oh, sorry about that. He's got a big kick. Sorry.
We haven't got to Mad Monday stories yet. Just wait.
Nah, I used to just fucking sit at the back, kick the ball. Like, I used to play soccer, so kicking.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I did.
Can you kick both feet as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously not as good, but.
So you're not out there practicing those kicks fucking every Thursday night. That's just a natural thing when it comes.
Nah, we fuck around a little bit before training. Like, we'll just kick and.
Yeah.
Because I think
the
more we keep plugging it, the more every other side's going to be like kick pressure, Cabo. Because it's in our black book. Like, our halves are right onto it, and our fullbacks on it. It was like, boys, sort out Totoro. Like, don't hit him late because you can't anymore. We can't even really touch you.
I'll milk it too.
We know. Like, I'm coming. I'm just like, right, I just stay away from his legs, but as much inside pressure as we can on you, because poor old fullback and the wingers, except for Sam Fullerton, who you know well.
Oh, he can't catch the goal.
Well, there's actually rumours that yous are trying to get him for big coin.
No, that's why we fucking send him away from Cabo. That's why we send him a nudgy.
They know each other.
This is news to me. What's going on? I'll stay out of this conversation. Mate, let's dive into the big question then, probably where all the listeners want to go to, because we had a bit of a chat about it before DK got in this morning. But Silly Sunday, Mad Monday, when did you guys do it? Did you do it after like grand final, or did you do it after your final game? What was the story there?
So I think it was like 4 weeks before the year end. We lost and we thought we were out.
Yeah,
I think, and then Noosa ended up losing on Sunday. So we had a fucking massive night. We had the AFL girls come, like they fucking just won something. So they come fucking. There was like probably like 30 people down in the dressing sheds at about 4 a.m.
Went too early.
Yeah, and then Noosa lost the next day, so we were fuck, like so.
Hungover as
Yeah.
Oh no.
And then so we always do it like our main one on grand final days. So we obviously had the girls there, so there was a few of us that went up, watched them, and then just sort of get on it from there. But it was pretty quiet this year.
Did you bus up to the stadium? Okay, so and then left after the women's game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and back to the clubhouse.
Yep.
So you guys obviously do the standard. So you do the Saturday night after the GF.
Yep.
Assuming you're setting it to all times. Back it up.
Yeah, we just go.
Just go
till fucking we can't stand.
I'm glad there's a fucking bit of go about it. Finally, fucking. Because who were we talking about? Who pulled up stumps?
Jacko early.
Jacko
Russell.
Fucking the Jersey pulled up stumps early. I think Lukey fucking pulled up stumps early. Okay, so right through
the
Sunday.
Cabo boys, mate. They're over
that's what we do.
at the Twisted Arm. Or
Black rat. I reckon it was just nothing. All the black rats were flowing that night. I reckon there would have been nothing else getting drunk. So Sunday and then obviously into Monday straight away, right? What are your numbers looking like? What are your numbers looking like by Sunday, midday Sunday?
Fuck, wasn't red hot. So we didn't have probably the best year piss wise.
Yeah.
Like, it was a pretty quiet year. It's like I was saying to you beforehand that probably wasn't as many nights that we would drink until the morning. So I remember like the year before, fucking it was like every game.
Oh yeah.
Like, which was good. Mrs. pregnant, so she was off.
We had this conversation as well. The missus.
It's great to get home.
Yeah, fucking oath. Get home at 4 o'clock in the morning, doesn't it?
It definitely dropped off this year. Like, same sort of, I was trying to spend time with him.
Yeah.
Borgie was working away, and we probably let it
so
the most.
pretty dwindled numbers by Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Wasn't red hot, but I mean the girls fucking they rip in. They're piss heads.
Did they win? Hold on, did they win?
Nah, they got done by Kawana.
They'd be
right.
them and Caloundra. They'd be some of the most supportive women's.
Yeah.
Aren't they loose? Even
Caloundra.
away games. Like if they've played and then you boys are up, they're fucking loose.
Yeah.
Like they're screaming at.
I think there was a couple of fucking women's biffs getting on a beer while.
Hey, they're screaming at like the A-grade wingers, like the blokes. I'll run at you. Like they're wild.
I played a game on the wing a couple of years ago at Caloundra and just got sprayed for 40 minutes. I was like, this is fucked.
By the Caloundra.
Yeah,
mate,
the whole crowd. I said to the wing, I was like, have fun.
Gotta love that though. That's good. Good that you've got that. Yeah, good that you've got that. All right, so best on ground. Even though it was a pretty dwindled session Sunday, Monday. Who was your best on ground?
Borgie, like he's he
good nudge.
loves it. Yeah. But there was a few of us that sort of like to rip in on to get the long weekend off.
I love talking to all the boys like, don't incriminate
us. That's what I was about to say. They're too worried. It's like, are they doing it because someone might be watching, or is it because of the missus? They're going to be careful about the missus.
This is M. This is rated.
Yeah.
Well, no nudity here. Or drug use or anything like that. We just drink beer, all right?
Definitely none of that.
There's probably too many C-bombs getting dropped for M. I think it's probably a bit higher than that.
I want to know about, mate, you boys have potentially got the best crowd or the best sledges in the comp up on that hill there. Have you ever been up there getting on the piss, or are you like, I'd rather go, if you're not playing, you sit on the bench with the boys because it's fucking rowdy up there.
No, if I'm not playing, I'm up there.
Yeah.
Like, it's for good.
It's something else, eh?
You just sit up there fucking laughing the whole time.
Oh, and they have got just the best sledges. Like whoever's coming out with it's great. Like,
yeah, good crowd.
If you're in that, especially if you're in that corner, like, for some reason, if you boys are going to score a try, it's in that corner, and or like, I've had a few spells there. I've had to walk past, and someone will know your name, and then they all know your name.
Once
you're in
someone
trouble.
finds it out, but like we'll go look it up, fucking on the My Player, and then just.
Well, no one can miss.
Yeah, that's clever.
No one can miss
like
Kai Bazzico. He gets hammered there.
Yeah, you don't want to get fucking hooked. In that corner, down that try line.
Try and walk off the middle of the field there.
Just give us one more set,
You just got to use that as your advantage. Like, it's the best.
Yeah, we love running towards it. Like, so they're like, you guys are trying to come out of your own end and just get fucking straight. It's great. So like, it probably hasn't been there the last couple of years as good. Always there for beer while though.
Always.
Okay. So is there a team that you like playing against, or the crowd likes fucking you boys playing against? BY's clearly one of those ones.
I think it's just because we're fucking like local. Like it's that.
I think it's a west of the Bruce Highway kind of feel. I think. I mean, I
reckon I reckon a few like the BY lads give it a good laugh too. They're like, "This is sick," because can't wait to come to BY. You're getting the same thing. Like it's. I think I've seen a few coast boys play there and get real cranky and real sooky. And like because there's blokes like, righto, if you're sooky, the Cabo snake pit's walking down to the fence. Like, let's get into them. Really.
It used to be like when I was growing up. So I was like 10 or whatever down there, and like there used to be. His name was like Drunken Duncan. Like he'd sit on the fence and just spray cunts as they're walking down the side.
Rhino's brother.
Yeah.
Dunk. I know Dunk. Oh mate, loose as.
Yes, that was my Saturdays growing up. Was just watching them going. It's fucking unreal. Like,
but bro, I don't know if you remember, like back when the stadium was kind of like first built and there was no hill. Remember, like there was these like. There was a GF there, and there was those like portable
stands.
Mate, the Cabo was in the GF, maybe in reserve grade and A grade. Might have won both of them, mate. Just the loose supporters ever, and I was just like, wow, this is insane. Like cans being thrown before, man, mate, something else.
Can fight was 18.
Can fight's a thing.
Can fight. There you go. It's known. It's folklore. It's Cabo folklore.
Bro.
Fucking hell. There you go. What's the story there? Who started that?
Fuck, I don't know. I was playing, so we just look over and fucking I think there was a penalty or something. So like game had stopped, and there's just cans getting thrown. Like, us and Calandra. So.
Won't sugarcoat. There's probably one crowd that you don't want to fuck with too much. Even players, mate. I remember talking about Cabo players. I'll be sitting after Reggie's game. I'll come out because I'll take an hour before I have a shower after the Reggie's game. I'll come out usually just before half time of A grade. And if someone's been sent off or whatever, I remember the amount of times that a Cabo bloke's been sent off or sin bin or whatever, and the whole crowd is just spraying the fuck out of him. And probably every time that someone's been sin bin at BY from Cabo, the Cabo boys give it back to the crowd.
And they're waiting for it.
Just they go, come out in the field. It's like, oh shit. Taylor Adamson's going, you come in.
Fuck, we get sprayed just as much at fucking Cabo than you boys do. I hate when we score in front of the pig pen because I just get fed for fucking.
Yeah.
Boys.
Because are you kicking conversions as well? Yeah. So you don't want to get on that.
Don't score there, lads.
And it's every time, especially when those older boys like your Grigsies, your Cody Griggses and fucking Ruby Simpson, they fucking spray me out.
Yeah, as they would. Oh, good. Mate, anything else to add there?
No, man, it's been good. It's been a bit of insightful. I think, mate, most teams, like every team we spoke to, I think this could be such an improved year for A grade. I thought last year we might have, there's a lot of boys missing last year, and maybe a few people, boys took a year off in every club. Mate, this year looks stacked. Like the signings are through the roof in every club. Obviously Totoro's pretty heavy on this side. I like that, having a 30-man squad's going to be only good for you boys.
Yeah.
Really good to see a few of the older heads coming back, right, as well. You mentioned a couple blokes who probably had the season off last year and probably just bringing some leadership back.
Yeah, and then just the boys that are there, just a bit of mongrel. So it's probably something we have missed in the forward pack as well last couple of years. So should be good.
Oh, exciting, mate. Well, mate, thanks for today. Appreciate your time. We got through it even with the four of us. There's going to be a few banging getting around on the cameras and the mics, but we did well. We got through it. I'm sure anyone who's listening can accept that. So, mate, actually, one more thing for you as well. Actually, we didn't get on to worst on the ground at Mad Monday, and I guarantee someone will probably pull me up on that for not asking. A lot of people don't like calling out the worst on because we copped a bit of backlash. Well, Calandra got a bit of backlash about this, but anyway. So worst on, anyone to mention there? Anyone who didn't?
Anyone that all the hype was about that he's going to go hard and he just dogged it.
Nah, there was just a lot that fucking didn't come, which was that was the worst.
Just that year, that kind of year, eh?
It's just I don't know.
We'll just blame Stimo, eh?
Yeah,
name's up. There you go, name's that one.
He's banned from going upstairs anyway.
We'll leave it there, mate. Thanks again, mate. Appreciate it. Have a good year. Have a good season. We'll see you out in the park. Everyone else, thanks for listening. Hooroo for now.
Thanks, boys.
Thank you.
Sweet, man.